Hello everyone, welcome to my new YouTube venture. I'm not known for how-tos. I don't really want to get into how-tos, but every once in a while there's something that I'd like to share with you. There aren't enough Tuesdays in the week to put it on Trains on Tuesday. I could do with a change in the calendar. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, no, Friday, Tuesday, something like that. Anyway, so every once in a while, not every week, but every once in a while on a Wednesday, I'll do what is essentially a how-to, but I wouldn't want to call it a how-to. This is just the way I do things, and if you learn something from it or want to change the way you do things, then good. So today we're going to start off with wagon or open hopper loads. Okay, today we are going to talk about wagon loads, freight car loads, and we're going to do ballast. This is my ballast. So how many times have we seen videos where people take a nice wagon, EWS MHA, take a handful of ballast, pour it in, spray it with a little bit of wet water, take the glue, squeeze that in there, wait 24 hours, and there you go, beautiful ballasted load. Just like that one. But what if you want to run with an empty car, empty wagon? What do you do then? Well, here's my method. If I can get that out of there. I just remove my loads. There's my load. Just like that. So today I'm going to show you how I do that. I start out with some foam insulation board. Now this is not styrofoam, it's not the beaded stuff, you can't use that. This has got to be rigid board, and I don't know of an equivalent to this in the UK, but I do know Laurie Calvert, YouTube channel Calvert Films. He uses rigid board for his baseboards, and it is very similar and it will carve similar. Now this is 1 inch, and I start out by taking my saw for these loads and slicing it in half. And I end up with a 1/2 inch board. Next, I take the car, place it on there on one corner. So, mark it. And cut that. Oh, I didn't get that very good. I'm going to take another look at that. I can already see the bad angle I got on that one. Let's do that again. That's better. Very messy. You want to have a vacuum cleaner on hand. I suppose you could do it outside on a windy day, but that would just make Mother Nature cough, and there'd be some more pollution out there. At least this way you vacuum it up and it ends up in one bag in the vacuum cleaner and off to the dump. Now it's got to be filed down. Rasp. File it down until it fits. Okay, now the next step is take your craft knife, very sharp one. This stuff is horrendous on blades. I used this one before to carve some of this. You can see it down in there. Not very sharp now. Let's see how we do. Round off the edges. Round off your corners. Carve away at it until you get the shape you want. There we go. No two end up the same shape. And so, on to the next stage. So next, some glue. Just general woodworking glue, PVA, as the English call it. Straight out of the jug. Do not dilute this. Do not dilute it. Brush. And give your load a liberal coat of glue. Make sure you get right down to the edges. Now once you've got a good coating on there, pop it in your ballast. Press it well down in, make sure you get a good coating. And leave to dry. Very important that you do not try to trim up these edges while the glue is wet. There is a hair there I'll remove. Leave it to dry and then trim up the edges before trying it out in the wagon again. There we go. All done. And with that, you've got a ballast load or an empty wagon. Now, if you try to trim up the inevitable spillage you get over the sides, if you try to trim that up while it's wet, try to wipe that off, you will almost certainly smear it and make a mess of it. So leave it to go tacky. You don't want to let it go completely dry, because if you let it go completely dry, it's like concrete. It's like concrete. So let it partially dry, and then you can go just rub your finger over and rub those pieces off the side so that it will fit back into your freight car or wagon. And there you go. So to wrap up, here are a few loads that I've done. There's the ballast. Here's an Arnold Sands wagon with genuine Bedfordshire green sand. Here's another one. A British anthracite coal wagon. Now I do mark these for the car they go in, or the wagon they go in, because not all wagons are exactly the same. So this one was built for this wagon, and so that's the wagon it goes in. That's a good load of coal. Doncaster Coal Association. This guy's digging it out. Taking a break right now, looking at it, wondering when he's gonna get finished getting that lot thrown over the side. And for a North American one, a rebranded Chattahoochee Industrial Railroad chip wagon, rebranded to CN. So here's the load that goes in there. Again marked for the car. And this has genuine sawdust. There is a manufacturing plant not far from here that produces extremely fine dust, and they have an extractor outside, and piles of this end up laying around the bottom of the extractor. So genuine wood, HO scale wood chips, all removable loads, so I can have them loaded or not. Another advantage to this, as opposed to filling them up with ballast or coal or something and pouring PVA all over them, is that they're lightweight. They hardly weigh anything more, so you can have a loaded train without adding a lot of weight to it. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Workbench. Is that what I called it? Workbench. Workshop. I don't know. Anyway, Wednesday. See you again another time. And we'll do something else. Bye for now, everyone.